Now we continue with our monthly segments with local mayors from around the region. Burlington Mayor Marianne Meed Ward joins us this morning with an update on what's going on in the city. Thank you for joining us, first of all.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day.
Got my purple.
Perfect. Actually, let's jump right into that. Is there anything happening in the city for the event?
There are all kinds of things happening that community groups or others are organizing. I had the privilege of hosting all the elected officials in Halton yesterday for coffee and conversation. That's the trustees at all the boards, MPs, MPPs, city and regional councillors. There's almost 40 of us. Just to get to know each other. We have a lot of new faces around the table. You know, I've been in politics for, by the end of this term, 16 years, but I thought, you know, there's probably some things the new folks want to say, like ask us, what do you wish you had known? And anyways, we had an amazing conversation. It's the first step. I'm going to be doing it a couple of times a year just to bring women together. It was a lot of positive energy in the room.
Yeah, that's wonderful to see and hear about so many women together all in the same place.
Unstoppable.
Exactly. I mean, switching topics a little bit, we are expecting a bit of snow coming up again at the end of the week. We have a sort of back and forth of melting and then more snow. And there maybe is some snow still left on the ground and in front of driveways and things like that. Can you tell me, how is Burlington dealing with this?
So the big pile that is left at the end of your driveway by the snowplow is called a windrow. I don't know why, but that's what it's called. And this year it's been particularly difficult with the sun and the wet, and it's created like these bricks of ice, very difficult and heavy to move. I know my back was suffering after I shoveled out my drive. We do have a windrow program for seniors that qualify where the city will go out and help, but we know we want to look at options. Are there specialized equipment that would not leave those big piles? Can we expand the window program? So myself and my colleague, Councillor Paul Sharman, are bringing a motion to ask staff to look at options. So we'll see what that'll set us up for next year. But you know, snow is snow, and it is Canada. Yeah, it's good exercise. But we're gonna leave no stone left unturned to see what we can do about this.
Wonderful. That's looking at next year, of course. Any prep for Friday then?
For Friday,
for the snow.
Well, you know, don't park on the street. Yep. Be prepared, you know, when it starts snowing. Some people I know go out and clear as the snow is falling, so they don't have a big, huge job at the end.
Oh, I'm not one of those people.
I wait till it stops too. But that's the biggest thing, is you can't park on the street, and we have and will tow if we have to. We don't like to do that, so find another place for your vehicle.
But you are working on a new permit system for on-street parking, is that correct?
We are. We've had, there are certain areas of the city where there's small driveways or people use their garage for storage. People have their adult kids coming home with the cost of housing, they're living with their family, and so multiple cars, and people don't have enough place to park. So we're looking at how do we balance street safety and flow with the need to accommodate people with additional cars. So we did a survey. It has now closed. Staff will review the recommendations or the input and then make some recommendations to council for us to decide in about a month or two. Okay,
I was going to ask when it's coming back, about a month or two from now?
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. So with the weather, hopefully, fingers crossed, getting a little bit warmer, we are looking at coyote season, of course, and making those dens. What should residents know about coyotes in Burlington?
The biggest thing is don't feed them. They're not pets, and you're not being kind, because you know, people I know are good-natured and they see an animal and they want to give it some food. That is the absolute worst thing you can do for a coyote, because they're wild animals. If they get used to humans, then they're dangerous to humans, and that's what we learned during our very difficult situation last summer where several people were bit. Someone had been feeding the coyotes, and they bite people to get your attention. It's like a feed me sort of response. And so that's the best thing. Make sure your food's stored, your food waste is stored properly. Don't leave small pets outside unattended. So there's a number of steps that you can take. If you see a coyote hazing, so that's, you know, making a lot of noise, making yourself look bigger. They generally don't want to interact with us unless they've become so acculturated to seeing us as a source of food. So number one rule, don't feed the coyotes.
Definitely. We have just 1 minute left. I just want to switch topics briefly. So the city of Hamilton, as well as the province, has banned TikTok and many work phones specifically. What is Burlington's take on this?
The city hasn't taken official stance yet. I am not on TikTok. Haven't ever been on TikTok, but I think it's a reminder that people should really look very closely at any apps that they download, whether it's social media apps or anything. Check the terms of reference and what access you're giving to somebody and who's behind it. It's really important that we be smart about this, and I think it's a good decision that's been made, and Burlington just hasn't made an official decision about that, but I don't think a lot of us are on TikTok, to be honest.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it, and we'll join you in just a few more minutes. We'll come back with more of Morning Live.
Thank you.